네, 여러분 안녕하세요, 미나입니다. 오늘 할 게임은 셜록홈즈 제압으로 계속하도록 하겠습니다.
Going, Holmes. Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson,
We have. Where to?
to the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
I can hear them on the stairs now.
Oh, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us.
안
You don't
가겠다고
look
한 거
well, young
아니었어?
man. Is there
아니야?
something wrong?
아니 말고.
Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
And forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
자, 하프문 거리로 날라보겠습니다. 자, 왔습니다. 이제 이쪽으로 가서 어둡다. 이쪽으로 가시면 시체 2구가 있어요.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving.
자, 피해자에 대해
Who were the victims?
The 2 men here, both shot. The stat fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
참고로 억양은 영국이
You spoke of
무대기 때문에 조금
statements.
다를 수도
You have
있어요,
witnesses?
영어랑.
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement.
맞나?
And then there were 2 other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
증언에 대해서
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the 2 victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the 2 dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by 2 police constables.
총성
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
그러면 불꽃놀이에 대해 물어볼게요.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, yes, I appear to have lost track of
바-
the days. It is May now.
빅토리아
of course.
여왕으로 알 수 있죠. 배경은 영국이에요. 아까 말.
Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
연립축제 잠깐.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
일단 물어볼 건 다
Constable, your
물어볼게요.
statements have been of great value to me.
케니스 버틀러 먼저 도전을 해보겠습니다. 일단 머리에
The
총상이
bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand it.
그 다음에 왼쪽 주머니에 열쇠가 있어요.
This is a...
그 다음 그를 끼어있는 물체 나무 조각
a piece
이거를
of...
됐고 버틀러는 조사했고 웨르코티를 조사해 보겠습니다. 손에 문신이
tattoo.
있어요. 그리고
He tried to stop the bleeding
출혈
with his
마감으로
hand.
애쓴 손은
The bullet.
죽사하지 않았다. 머리
Brian...
고통스러운 표정이네요. 그 다음에
A fairly long...
요주의 물건 장대가 확인되었고 여기는 없고 이쪽이 아닌 것 같은데 할부지 아까 증언 좀 해주소.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
일단은 인물 묘사부터 봐볼게요. 기련패, 방안모, 크림전쟁, 참전용사, 떠난 나간 당주, 빈곤한 삶, 지팡이가 필요함, 절뚝 꺼내는 다리, 절든발이. 진술.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed.
다른 사람은 없었는데.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No,
기철의 총성.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was.
That is an...
도망친
Mr.
직후.
Turner,
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I.
you have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
진짜 기념품 챙기는 건 여전해, 홈즈 씨. 이쪽으로 일단은 이쪽으로 가시면 거울이 있어요.
This mirror is turned towards Half Moon Street.
그러니까 폴리 파워는 이 거울로 보았을 가능성이 있다는 얘기죠.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
그래도 해야 합니다.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
다른 사람이 없었나?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
총성에 대해서.
Mrs. Powell,
I'm not sure.
my thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
자, 대화를 완료했고 증거를 조합해 보겠습니다. 모순된 증언과 자, 모순된 증언이 나왔어요. 경찰이 도착할 때까지 연립중대의 창가에 있었다고 진술했다. 하지만 매로 경우에 진술이 나오면 창가에는 아무도 없었다고 한다. 즉, 이 사람이 경관이 거짓말을 했거나 할아버지가 거짓말을 했거나 둘 중 하나예요. 일단은 그건 두고 경찰국으로 날라보게 해요.
We're so late at night.
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
자, 레이스테이드 경감은 확실하게 알 수 있는 상태고. 아니, 이쪽은 아닌데. 그거 어딨니? 아, 이쪽도 아닌데. 아우, 진짜 길지, 진짜.
So this is the guy. It seems... Two. A cheap... These six...
딱히 특별한 건 없구만. 그리고 레이든 체프
Please
머를
escort...
신문하겠습니다.
Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
자, 일단 인물 묘사부터 할게요. 기계 페인 흉터, 잦은 몸싸움, 길거리 출신, 최근에 얻어맞은 경찰에게 저항함, 다혈질, 손수건, 사무용 정장, 사무직, 사무실 직원, 웨이트데이트 형제간 윤씨, 예전에 수감된 전과 기록. 증언.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
신고할 시간.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand though. I took it. And then I followed the third man.
그러면 다른 사람 거라는 거네요.
Interesting. Pray continue.
I turned a corner and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man.
또 다른 용의자.
Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark. And he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
녀석을 쫓았던 이유.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time...
You were willing to risk your...
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
그런 건 아닐 거가. 이거 아니야? 나무 조각? 이것도 아니야?
I'm sure
수감자.
that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
브라이언 베르코티에 대해서.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes.
We shall see you soon, young man.
자, 일단은 단서를 다시. 이거 아니야, 멍충이. 이제 선택할 수 있는 게 없네요. 그러면 다른 곳으로 날라볼까요, 한번?
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one.
What's your...
에휴. 딱히. 뭐지? 그러면 총을 2발 쐈다고 했죠? 내가 놓친 게 있나? 총기 발사실의 상호량을 재현하라가 떴다.
I am unable.
물품이 불충분하고 여기도 물품이 불충분해.
I am unable to.
아까 장대가 있었죠? 이거를 촉촉 해보겠습니다.
This.
저쪽이었지? 여기
This
있다,
is most
탄은.
definitely. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
그 다음에 이 아저씨에게 모순된 것을 지적해 보겠습니다.
Mr. Turner.
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
모순된 증언.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable,
We could have missed it.
allow me to for.
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Mr. Turner appears to live very
벽난로,
This fact.
불씨, 잿더미, 물타버린 종이 뭉치, 이거.
The papers are. These were. The papers were thrown into the fire just.
그랬고 또 다른 거.
Mr. Turner was roused from.
여기서는 못 보게 돼 있네. 그러면 이쪽으로 가야 하나?
So, that's the view. The dead body. Bright. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime.
하하. 부엌칼? 이게 필요한가?
This.
부엌칼, 잔해, 잘게 조각난 종이.
There are pieces of. This kitchen knife was.
그러면 아직
Anything else you would like?
레이튼의 진술과 세 번째 탄을 연결하면 가운 수북을 감춘 누군가. 두 명의 피해자와 세 번째 탄을 하면 대형 사격과 이중 사례가 나옵니다. 일단은 모습을 감춘 누군가를 확인하기 위해 F키를 못 누르나? 왜 툴 감춘 남성이 자연스레 사라졌다. 내가 놓친 게 있나?
The book.
나무 조각이다.
A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones.
오호, 모순이 있군요. 일단은 침대에서 일어났고 그 다음에 창문을 열었고 시체 근처로 가간 다음에 부러진 지팡이를 놓아두고 무언가를 자른 다음에 불로 내던졌을 것 같아요. 빨리 가만 봅시다. 이게 빨리 감는 거야? 빨리 감는 거 맞네. 이띵. 맞나?
So, Mr. Turner, you...
오호, 책 속에 단서가 있다. 책. 기름때.
I
기름때다.
can see... Well now, what a find. A precious jewel, concealed inside a book. A brace...
이 벌써 26분이나 찍었네. 그럼 오늘 여기서 마치겠습니다. 시청해주신 여러분 감사합니다.